Okay, so what's new? What's happening?
Nothing. Nothing's happening. Just we're home. We're doing swim team. We're doing soccer season will start soon. We're gathering with all the people,
Mhm.
trying not to die in the heat
Yeah.
and the humidity.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Nice. Yeah, same here. I feel like we've just
Mm.
been every day that I have off, we're just at my parents' house in my mom's pool,
Yeah,
just hanging out because that's the best.
that is the best.
Yeah.
I would come up here more often, but I feel like with the kids' schedules, it's so hard because they have swim meets Tuesdays and Thursday nights. And then I
I
have
get
like my
that.
Bible study group on Wednesday nights. And then it's
Oh, I
like,
thought it was Mondays.
no, it's Wednesdays.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's just like to go to swim team in the morning and then we have to like leave by like 4:30, depending where it's at for
Mhm,
swim teams. So it for swim team like meets. So
mhm,
it's just like I feel like that doesn't give us a lot of time.
mhm.
And then I just have Finley's birthday coming up. And so I just have to do stuff at
I can't
home.
believe he's gonna
Even
be 10. Everyone asks me and I'm like, "He's 5." In
yeah,
my mind, like, everyone's 5.
he's
No one
five.
ages
He's five.
5.
They're all five. Yeah, he's gonna be double digits. And I want it to be special for him. I feel like I did a lot of special things for Kyle when he turned 10. So I mean, no matter what I
What
do,
you
it'll
have
be
planned?
I mean, he's just doing a birthday party, but I was gonna like plan like a bunch of cute games with prizes for them
Yeah.
and like some cool like minute to win it games. And Finley wants to do like a quiz and like he has like 11 questions that he wants me to ask his friends about him and like whoever knows it's like who knows me best,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And one of his friend Leon did that at his birthday. So he's like, I want to do that too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. But I don't know, just I got him, extra things that I usually just get them like one or two things. I don't like to go crazy
Right,
because
right.
they get stuff all year round. But
Yeah. That's
like,
what I think about because 'cause I'm like, how are things even special anymore? Because I
right.
feel like you just
Yeah.
get kids things all the time,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I was thinking about like I wanted to do more of like tradition type stuff with them
Yeah.
because I feel like those kinds of things stick in your memory more than just like, oh,
Yep,
here's this
yep.
like video game you
Yeah.
wanted. Like, um,
Mhm.
and we were just visiting our good friends, as you know, in like down towards Philly. And it's one of John's good friends growing up, and he does this cool thing with his kids every Father's Day where he takes them and they try like a different cheesesteak from in the Philly area,
Yeah.
and like they rate it together.
That's so
And so like
fun.
every year there's like this running tally of like which ones they think are the best and like the list keeps getting longer because they're getting older. And
Yeah.
I'm like I feel like I want to do that with my kids, like not that exact thing, but
Yeah, yeah,
something like
yeah.
that where it's like like
Hold on it.
yes,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
whether it's like I don't know what that thing's gonna be,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I feel like I should
It'll
start
come
this
to
at
you.
some time. Like, what can I feel like around their birthday would be a good time because
Yeah.
especially having Kyle who's older, and I feel like when they get older, they're like you're not maybe always seeing them on their birthday, but like
Mhm.
maybe if you have this special tradition, like
Mhm.
they'll come back. Come back.
Entice them to come back. Yeah. How do you lure
Like
them
if you
back?
have
Or
this special thing that
yeah.
then they'll come back. And Kyle does come to
Yeah.
me, but it's
As you know, I went to Klein Farms yesterday and the owner, I'm sure you've met him before,
yeah, I think his name's Lane.
Lane.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's so sweet.
So sweet.
Finley, for the longest time, called him Old McDonald. So
Fair. He probably loved that. Easy. Like you
he didn't
younger.
seem to mind.
Yeah. He was so nice, and it was just me and Indy there because we were
Yeah,
there at, like, 8 AM,
yeah.
and he just came up on his golf cart and was, like, chatting with us, and he was just saying that they have 4 kids, and
Mhm,
then they have, like, 12 grandkids,
mhm.
and he was like, "They're all, like, so close and within 5 minutes," and I'm like, "Wow, like, that's
Yeah,
impressive anymore," because I feel like so many people move away or they wanna, like, do these things, and he was like, "Yeah, sometimes, like, our Sunday dinners are, like, 22 people,
that's
like,
amazing.
partners and stuff." Yeah, and I was like, "That's so nice." I was like, "That's my dream
Yeah,
now is to just, like, have full families," and I think that's, like, what ultimately made me wanna have children.
yeah.
Part of the
Yes.
reason was because I was thinking about future holidays and stuff, and I was just like, "Okay, obviously, at some point, my parents are gonna pass away, Nick's parents are gonna pass away. We both have siblings, but it's just like yeah, like, it starts to dwindle, and even
Yeah.
on my side of the family, like, we have a pretty small family, so family functions are like we're just like, "Bring whoever," because it's
Yeah.
so
The more
small,
the
the more the
merrier.
merrier.
Bring your friends.
Yeah.
Bring your friends' friends.
Yeah. So it's just like, I just want, like, so much going on. Even though it's,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
chaotic,
Yeah.
it's just better
Yeah.
than
Some chaos is good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's good chaos.
the good
Yeah.
chaos, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I feel it the same way. Just
Yeah, so we'll have to ask him what he did to lure his
we can just
son back
combine our
back.
family dinners
Yeah. Yes.
when we're older, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Your grandkids can be my grandkids and my grandkids can be
His neighbors, they're older. When they go, like, you need to buy that house.
one of them.
Yeah.
This one, that one of them.
Yeah,
Any of
every time one's for sale, I send it to you.
I know.
'Cause even
I'm
that
like,
one
it's
to
not
buy,
time
it's
yet,
like,
Lindsay.
they have a huge thing for a trailer for the bus,
Yeah.
like a port for it.
Well, you'll know when it's meant to be.
Yeah. John will know before I know.
Yes,
Oh,
he
but
does. He has
say.
intuition. Yes,
Yeah.
he's got it all. But
Um,
yeah, so
yeah, I feel like nothing's really been new. With us, we went to Longwood Gardens on Sunday for my mom's birthday. She always
oh,
loves that.
you guys do that. That's a good tradition. You guys always do that. You used to do it for Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's either like because they're so close. Like my
Yes.
mom's birthday is the end of June, Mother's Day is like beginning of like it
Yes. Yeah.
seems very close. So it's
Yeah.
like one or the other. Um, I don't know why we didn't do it for Mother's Day, but
Yeah.
we did it for her birthday, and so that was really nice.
I love I love it there. Finley used to love the fountains when he was little. Did Indy love the fountains?
They weren't really going off, but
Oh,
she was looking at them.
yeah.
She there's like a little kid section.
Mhm.
Have you got did you guys
It's been a while. I know Finley, he used to just like wear his rain boots and just like slosh around in all the puddles and the
yeah,
fountains
yeah.
and all the things. So,
We didn't have time to go like we went like the other way at first. Like you can either go left towards the fountains or right into like more flowers.
yeah.
So we went right and there's like a tree house that way.
Yeah.
We went that way and then we ate lunch and then we went through the conservatory and then by the time we got done we like didn't have time to walk down through the fountain.
Yeah.
So she didn't get to experience that, but she was so tired at that point.
Yeah.
So she
It's a lot of walking for
yeah, and she was running around.
10-inch legs. Like,
She was really moving it up. She was like in it. And
that's
she was
the
loving the
best.
like kid part. They have these little toothbrushes that you could brush these like stone
Aw.
like it was just cute.
Yeah.
And she was like putting her hand in the rainwater.
Oh,
And she like loves looking at stuff. So
yeah.
it was a good time. It's just 2 hours away, so that's always like
Yeah.
a little rough.
Yeah.
A little rough.
It is a little rough. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, hi, I'm Lindsay.
I'm Megan.
And this is your Best Friend's House podcast. And you want to tell them what we're talking about today?
I don't know. After the last episode, I feel like I shouldn't. Should we surprise them?
I like when you tell everyone.
um, I mean, what are we talking about? No, I'm kidding. I know. We're talking about how to handle our emotions, but also our kids' emotions
Mhm. Yeah.
and how to like balance all of that, which I feel like I still don't necessarily know how to handle
Yeah,
my
that
emotions.
was the thing that came up. I was like,
So
this could be bad advice. Just like, fair warning.
so I
Might be
try.
getting it wrong. I don't know.
What this is a what not to do. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I know what not to do. Throw in your input. What do you guys do?
Yeah. I mean, I wrote a lot of notes, but that doesn't necessarily mean I feel like because my kids are at ages where I just feel like I have good examples of like
hmm
things that I try to do or maybe try not to do.
Yeah.
But I think that the first thing I had written down was just that the hardest thing as a parent, I think, is are moments where like your kids are having big emotions that trigger your emotions
Yeah, I had that too.
and how to like keep your calm or cool in those moments because I mean, we are the example, right? So
Yeah.
like, and we're not perfect, so we're not always going to keep it together, but
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
we have to try. We have to try to keep
Do your best.
Yes.
Gotta put in the effort. I think just having like awareness of the separation
Yeah.
and like what's happening is helpful.
Yeah.
Do you have an example?
So I just put like I mean, yeah, I have lots of examples. I mean, for example, I'll ask my kids to do something, whether it's pick up their stuff before we go to bed, or to brush their teeth in the morning, or to um, empty the dishwasher, because that's one of the things that they're expected to do to help out around the house. And they won't listen, or they'll listen but like not do it.
Yeah.
Like they can hear me. It's not like they're not listening.
Right.
They can definitely hear me.
They're listening.
And I ask once nicely,
Yeah.
and then I ask twice nicely.
Yeah.
And then I don't even ask a third time. It's kind of like a reminder at that point. And then after that, it's like, now my tone has changed,
Yeah. Yeah.
And something that I get into all the time with Finley is like the moment my tone changes, his reaction
Mm-hmm.
changes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hate to use that tone, but I also need them to understand that, like, the reason I'm using this tone is
Mm-hmm.
because I've done A, B, C, D, E, F, and G
Right.
to avoid this.
Right.
And like the way you have acted has now triggered
Yeah.
this response from me.
Yeah.
Like, you are setting the temperature of like what's happening here
Yeah.
by not listening. So so that's one example. And when I feel like he's very emotional, Finley especially. And so like if my tone changes, it'll sometimes shift from being about like, he didn't do this thing I was asking, and now like the focus is on like, why are you so mean to me?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Yes.
And I think that it's important in those moments. I feel like in the past with Kyle, because he's my practice child, poor kid, he got the worst of the brunt of my big emotions. I would be like, why don't you listen to me? Like, you never listen. Like, just if you would just listen, like this wouldn't happen. And
Right.
um, like obviously there's other ways to say that without saying it that way. Like, it's okay for you to be mad at me. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that you didn't like my tone,
Mm-hmm.
and you're allowed to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I need you to understand that I didn't like the fact that you didn't listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't listen to me, that's what you can expect.
Right.
Like, you don't have like, you can validate their feelings
Yes.
without losing the authority, I guess. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so
That's so good.
that's something that I've learned that I'm getting better at, and I still don't always keep it together.
It's hard sometimes. It's hard to like overcome your own emotions sometimes.
Yes.
Like I totally understand
Yeah.
that. And especially if you're like having a bad day already or if other things have happened or you're
Yeah.
tired, like whatever. Yeah, it can be hard to
Yeah.
like hold the line.
For me, I think it's like, I feel like I am constantly doing things to like make them happy, or like going, like my day revolves around their schedule
Mm,
usually. So like if something goes wrong, or they get upset, or they don't listen, and
mhm,
like they like, have this big performative like emotion about it,
mhm.
that's fine. But like, I also deep inside, I'm like, literally all day we've done.
Yeah.
I've took you to the pool. I've made you, like, I've done all these things, and
Yeah.
you're kind of acting like a little bit of a jerk now. Like, that's what, like, how dare you?
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
I can't say that.
Right.
Like,
Kids have no
but that's
concept.
what
Like, oh, maybe they do. I don't know. Like, do kids have a concept of like the
they
things you do
do.
for them and what's happening? But obviously, like, they're so self-focused at that age
Yeah.
where it's like they're just still experiencing. Like
Yeah.
with Indy, we're at such a different stage. It obviously looks very different.
Right.
Like, she's just pure emotion, and I'm not. There are moments that are triggering, but it's not in like a combative way,
Right.
because
Well,
it's
she doesn't talk back
yeah,
to
she
you.
can't talk
She
back.
can't be like, you can't, and also you can't expect her to like empty the dishwasher, or
Right,
like,
exactly.
you can have her at that age. It's like fun for them to like do things with you and kind of
She
start
loves to do all
getting
this
those
stuff,
things. But like,
yeah.
my kids are at an age where like they're part of our family, and that they can help out, and
Responsibility,
they
yeah.
need responsibilities. And
Mhm.
so if they can't do the things that they're
Yeah.
supposed to do, then there's going to be,
The
some,
consequences.
yeah,
Yeah, of course,
right.
like, that's healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
There needs to be
And the
consequences.
other thing I always say to Finley is like, it's okay if you're angry, because he'll get,
Yeah.
even when him and his brother, like, they get into conflicts and they're around each other all the time. Like, they just,
That's so
sometimes they want to just kill each other.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
and Finley will get upset or Theo will get upset, and I'll be like, it's okay for you guys to be upset with each other, but
Mhm.
you can't be cruel and
Mhm.
you can't cause harm to one another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, feel like I'm validating that it's okay to feel this way,
Yeah.
but like, this is what you can't do.
I feel like I'm sort of saying that to Indy now, even though she's but, like, when they're like, she just is emotion, so if she's frustrated, she'll just, like, hit,
Yeah.
or, like, she's just expressing these emotions, and I feel like for me, it's just more about, like, acknowledging what she's
Mhm.
feeling, like, "I know you're frustrated that I won't let you go out on the porch right now." And, like, I talk to her like she
Like she's,
understands,
yeah, and
because
she
she
will.
does.
And even if she doesn't, like, she will.
She
And
doesn't
like,
yeah, like, I feel like there's a different understanding
yes,
that happens
yes,
at that age, and she does understand, like, I
yeah,
can tell that there's, like, something happening there, even though
yes,
maybe the words it's like when I
right.
talk to my dogs, like, I know they know what I'm saying even though they don't know what I'm saying, you
Yes,
know?
I agree. Yeah.
Not that he's my dog, but yeah, I'm like, "I understand you're feeling
Yeah,
frustrated, but
yeah.
we don't hit the dog," or,
Right, right.
like, "I understand that, we don't smack mommy in the face."
Yeah. Yes.
Um, but yeah, that's like the lower level of that.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's important because I feel like a lot of people don't know to like identify their kids' emotions, and then their kids don't learn how to identify their
Yeah.
emotions.
I
Because I
see it a
feel like
lot all the time.
that was
Like,
me. Like, I didn't really know how to identify what I was feeling, and then it got to this point where I was like, I'm feeling so many things that I had
yeah,
to like piece them apart
yeah,
one by one of like
yeah.
what's actually happening, like what's underneath all of this.
Right.
So I think it's important to just, like, honor the basic feeling,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
Like, this it's simple, but sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then the other thing I wrote down was just, which I feel like I'm also better at doing now, is just regulating like myself first, like
Mhm,
checking like in on myself
mhm,
because um like if I know that I'm flooded,
mhm.
I know that I might say or do something
Yeah.
that I might regret or that might make the situation worse.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's really hard in those moments to just walk away and just kind of let myself have a moment because
Yeah.
I want, like, I have a point and I want to prove the point. Like, I want to, like, but I'm much better at it now, just like giving myself the space to cool down
Mhm.
because, like, just 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, like, these are children.
Yeah.
Like, we need to take a step back.
Yeah, it's totally different. How do you feel
So,
like you do that?
uh, I honestly, because I've done it the other way so many times.
Try.
This is terrible to say, but like with Kai, like I feel like I've yelled at him so many times growing up where like, and I felt like in those moments, I like it felt good the second I was doing it, but then like the guilt afterwards
Not worth it.
is just so terrible that
Mm,
I've just
you know.
that's how I don't that and I feel like I'm obviously like growing as a person and I have learned how to handle my emotions better. Like I had Kyle when I was younger and
Mhm.
so again, like he taught me a lot of this stuff about myself. So
Yeah, totally.
um so yeah, I mean just being at a point where I have the self-control to do that
Yeah.
and I don't always have it.
Yeah.
Like the other day when I came up crying
Yeah.
and like I didn't do anything terrible.
Right. Yeah. It's like, "Okay, Megan."
But it was like, "Oh my god, like, I'm ruining my kids." You're like, "You're not." Like, that seemed fine.
Yeah.
But again, I also think I'm very like, we're hard on ourselves.
So hard.
And I see it in, like, Ashley too, where she gets upset and she's like, "I'm the worst." And I'm just like, the fact that you're putting this much pressure on yourself and, like, worried about, like, how your kids are, like,
Yeah.
this, like, just this itself just goes to show, like, how much you care. And, if you didn't give a crap, then yeah,
Right.
like, maybe, but, like, the fact that you're trying so hard to
Yeah.
please them and to be the best mom you can be for them, like
And the fact that you feel guilty and wanna change,
yes.
like,
Yes.
that's a big
Yeah.
sign. I literally was just at my therapist, and she would tell me the same thing because I was like, telling her about the situation where I did not handle well at all, I felt like, and, you know, I was like, "What makes me" like, I was like, "I'm a f" not that anything, like, horrible happened, but I was like this anger that I felt
Mhm.
feels scary. Like, I was afraid of it because I was like, "What could it do?" Almost, you
Mhm.
know? Like, and I was like, "What like, at what point do you cross from someone who's just angry and overreacting to, like, an abusive person, you
Yeah.
know? Or,
Yeah.
like, you're being emotionally abusive or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because 'Cause I'm like, that scares me sometimes because I feel like when I was younger, I had, like, such explosive anger where I was, like,
Mhm.
slamming doors and yelling things, and,
Mhm.
like, it was just, like, this reactive, like, ugly part of me that I almost felt like I didn't really experience that, like, extreme of feeling until being, like, postpartum,
Yeah.
and I'm like it was, like, scary to me to feel that way again
Yeah.
and, like, feel that, like, those, like, big feelings where I for so long, I felt so like, my emotions never felt bigger than me,
Mhm.
you know? Like, they always just felt like I could be in control of them
Yeah.
some way, and they never felt like they were bigger than me, and I've had a lot of experience where I'm just like and that's why I was saying to you, like, joking, like, I was like, "Do I need to go on, like, medication?" You know? Because it's like sometimes these, like, feelings are so large
Mhm.
that I'm like, "What?" Like, "This is scary to me." I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, feeling a little bit out of control, and then, like you said, like, we're so hard on ourselves, and when you hurt someone you love, like, in that process, it's so, like I get so, like, down on myself, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's so hard to, like, see the person upset or whatever, or just,
Yeah.
like, live with that guilt, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah. I feel like, especially you being a new mom, like
Yeah.
you're experiencing all these things for
Mhm,
the first time, and it feels
mhm.
much bigger when it's the first time. Not that,
Yeah.
it's gonna keep happening and happening over and over again, but you're gonna experience a lot of different feelings
Right.
that are gonna feel bigger than
And it's, like, all the good ones I want, like,
Right.
the love feels so much bigger, like, all of these things feel, like,
Yeah.
so overwhelmingly good,
Yeah.
but the other ones, I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't wanna deal with those.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes they're a little bit
Um,
messier.
to your point of the guilt, like feeling guilty, I also, and you've told me this many times when I've come to you, just like how important the repair is afterwards, where
Mhm.
you're like, sure, you did this thing and
Yeah.
maybe you said something that you didn't
Mhm.
want to say, but like the fact that you were accountable for your actions, that
Mhm.
you showed them that you
Yeah.
were telling them like I made a mistake, like, or,
Yeah.
you're owning up to like, maybe I shouldn't have reacted this way and I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Like I had some big feelings also,
Mhm. Yeah.
and so I feel like that's
I think
really
that's so
important for them to
important.
see, and I
Yeah.
feel like they learn something from that by seeing you,
Right.
being vulnerable and
Yeah.
and
And humble.
accountable, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think, especially with a kid dynamic, like, they looked like you said, they look to you to be the example. They look to you as, like, not like a hero, but kind of, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah,
kind of this, like, disillusionment as a kid of just, like,
right.
you think your parent's perfect kind of situation,
Yeah,
and so I think those are harder moments to wrestle with,
yeah,
and yeah, I think that with kids and with anyone, like,
yeah,
is just be accountable,
yeah,
Just
for sure.
if someone says, like, whatever, just apologize, own what you
Mm,
did, say you're sorry. Just the other day, it was I I completely just, like, lashed out at Nick, and it was, like, very, like, out of character for me, and
yeah,
Eh, I I had to just be like, I was actually embarrassed. Like, I felt embarrassed,
yeah,
that
yeah,
I acted that way because in our whole like, maybe not our whole relationship, but, like,
yeah.
it's so out of character for that to
Mhm.
happen. And like you said, like, in the moment, it felt good because it gave this, like, feeling a place to go, but then
Yes.
this was the wrong this is the
Went
this was
wrong.
the wrong outlet for this. And then I felt so ashamed and embarrassed, and,
Yeah,
like, instead of just apologizing in, like, a half-hearted way, like, I felt like I needed to say that I was embarrassed.
yeah,
It was like, it is embarrassing to act
yeah,
that way when, like, you should know better or, like, you
yeah,
think you're, like, conscious of your
right.
emotions or, like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
So, that was fun.
That's
That
fun.
was fun.
Yeah. It's always fun when you have
It's
to
humbling,
yeah,
yeah.
like, sorry, I was really wrong, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, those are always
It's somehow, like, I feel like it's easier to say that to my kids than it is
so why is it so hard to
to
say?
my
It was I
to your
had to say
partner.
it at
Not
first, like,
because I wanna be right all the time, but just because I don't know why it's harder. It's, like, more almost more humbling because,
it's almost more
like
humbling, yeah. There's, like,
like
a different power dynamic. Yeah, something's there. I don't know what that is, but
and I'm not always right. Like, there's a lot of times where John like, I really do feel like we are, like, balancing each other always. Like,
yeah.
he's teaching me things that I don't see and vice
Yeah.
versa. So but in some of those moments where, like, I feel like, "No, like, I know," and then he'll just whip something out and be like, I see that now."
Yeah.
Dang it.
Dang it, yeah. Those are always hard. And,
Yeah.
it is so much harder, and I literally in that moment, like, it took me a couple minutes, like, internally wrestling with myself of, like, "You need to say that, you feel embarrassed." I was like, "Oh, but I just don't want to right now." It's like, "You're gonna feel better if you do." Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
do
Gonna
it.
feel better.
And I did, like, instantly, it was like the pressure was
Yeah.
off after I said
Yes.
that.
And that's too like, it's like when
We're so understanding and
yeah.
empathetic, like,
Yeah.
we're not trying to attack each other. So,
Yeah.
like, when Nick apologizes, I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, that's
Yes.
human,
Right.
like, it's okay.
I don't think that my husband's ever apologized to me and I was like, not accepting.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened. Some cutthroat
Yeah.
stuff right there. I
There's a little
don't.
bit more to unpack if that's what's happening. There's a bit more.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, like you saying about how it was hard to say, how you felt. I feel like that's the same way. Like if my kids do something and I like make them apologize to someone, I feel like they probably have those same feelings of like they know they want to do it, but
Mhm,
it's like they need to do it in their own time. And
mhm.
like sometimes I'm very like, you need to go say sorry right now. And they're like,
Yeah.
give me a minute.
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I am better about it now, where before I'd be like, go do it now. Like
Yeah.
you have to go do it now. Like they're sad. Go,
Go,
you
yeah.
know. But now I'm like, okay, like I know it's hard to process that and to like, like you said, it's hard. Like you need to do it. You know the right thing. You know the right thing to do. It's just sometimes hard to
Get
to
there.
to
Yeah.
execute it.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And I think that is like there's a point of like the person you want to be and like how you're feeling.
mm,
And sometimes they're not always right next to each other.
right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like, okay, like I don't want to feel this way or do this thing. And I know this person that I want to be,
Yeah.
but like you can't just magically, if you
Right.
try to like pretend that, then you're just ignoring all these feelings that you're
Yes.
feeling
Yes.
that are very true to
Yeah.
yourself. And it's like
Yeah.
you have to acknowledge how you feel and then work to that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not just like an immediate like,
Right.
yeah, okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this might be completely off topic, but um when we were at the beach, I've been trying to like, kind of live for my future self, like what would my future self want me to do,
Ooh, I love that.
And so we were at the beach and the first 2 days, like I was in the water, in the ocean, we were playing with
Mhm,
like I was playing with the kids, all that. But then like there was 2 days where it was kind of like rainy and cloudy. And then the last day, um, it wasn't it was hot, but like I like it to be real hot to go in the water,
yeah.
And Finley wanted me to go out boogie boarding with him. Um and it was just so cold and like I was having this internal struggle of I should just go do this with him.
Mhm,
Like I should
mhm,
just do it.
mhm.
But like also I'm so cold and like I don't want to do it. Like so you know what I mean? Like I want to do it and like future me is gonna want to do it. But
Mhm.
then like luckily like John went out and boogie boarded with
Yeah.
him and I actually didn't end up going because I mean I had done it with them in prior days while we were there, but I still like felt guilty that like even though John like I still felt the guilt that like I didn't do it. Like it was the last day and like
Mhm,
he kind of forgot then and then I ended up not going in
mhm.
and I was like
You wish you would have done
I
it.
wish I would have. And in those moments I know
Yeah.
that I I know what the future me is gonna want,
Yeah.
but, like, I still don't listen to it sometimes, you know? It's hard.
It's hard.
Like, it's just cold water, like,
I
get
know.
over it.
I had to get over a lot of that stuff actually when we lived in California because mine wasn't even just like, "Oh, it's cold." Mine was, like, a lot of fear, like, so
Yeah,
close to,
also,
like
like, murky water and
yeah,
sharks, okay?
dark.
Let's just be serious, it wasn't just the cold.
Yeah. Well, we lived in California and, I think we had lived there for a few years and I hadn't actually, like, swam in the ocean,
Yeah,
which, like, in my mind, I was like, "Oh, it's kinda dirty," but also, like, I was afraid of the water and
yeah,
I was just like, "Whatever."
yeah.
And then I was like, "Am I gonna seriously, like, reflect back on this time in my life and say,
Right.
like, I didn't go in the water?
Yeah.
Like, what kinda story is that?" I feel like sometimes I think of my life like
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna tell it in a
yeah,
story, like, I'm gonna write a book about it one day or
right,
something, and it's just like, you know, how much are you gonna let your fears
right,
influence those
exactly.
experiences?
Yeah,
Or, like, on our honeymoon, like, eh, I was getting over my fear of being in the water, um, and so, like, I was like, "Oh, am I not, like, not gonna go
yeah,
snorkeling, like, on my
yes, yeah,
in this beautiful place
right,
because I'm scared?"
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just, like,
And
get over
I don't
yourself.
usually
Yeah.
have, like like I said, like, I went in the water the first few days, but in my defense, I got my period and I felt like I was shark bait then.
Yeah. But also that's different because it's not like you were afraid to go, and you also did it a bunch of days, so I think
Right,
that situation's a little bit
right, but,
different.
like, I'm like, "Ugh."
It doesn't have to be every time,
Yes, yeah.
but
Something about the blood
the
in
blood,
the
yeah.
water. It's just
And,
like
like, your senses are so heightened, so the blood
yes,
feels extra cold,
yes, yes,
like,
yes.
sometimes it's a little harder to overcome
Thank you
those
for
things. Yeah.
validating me.
When I'm my period, I just wanna sit on this cozy blanket and read my book.
Yes.
Like, I don't wanna do anything.
Yeah,
Sometimes I love walking and going for hikes. I don't wanna do that stuff.
yeah.
That's okay,
Yeah,
and I don't feel like
and
I'm missing out.
that's true. There's days where I can do it for a long time, but other days I don't want to.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's true. Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
my thing was more, like, fear-based or, like, climbing mountains and, like, doing certain trails. Like,
yeah,
I think it's good to challenge your fears because,
yeah,
you know and I've seen a lot of people, like, live their life confined by that, and it's just like, you can't enjoy life unless you're in this, like, perfect climate for it,
right.
And it's like,
Yeah,
well, that's hard. That's hard
yeah,
to enjoy a life
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
It's
That's
like,
true. Yeah. To be more comfortable
you have to
being
be uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, that actually ties nicely into what and it kind of again, it's still on topic, but like I just wrote it down because it made me think of our topic. Um uh this isn't it. Hold on, I wrote down the podcast we were so on the way to the beach, John and I were listening to a podcast with just we were listening and the kids were in the car so they were listening to it too and I just wanted to give credit but it was I always butcher his name Sharon Srivasta I think you say is how you say his last name and his podcast is Business School and so John listens to this podcast all the time but this particular episode was about how to raise good kids
Oh,
and
interesting.
so he had like five points, like
Mhm,
bullet points of like what his top five things were.
mhm.
And so I thought I'd share them just because I thought that they were so
Yeah.
fun and like kind of tied into the big emotions, at least some of them.
Oh, nice.
So the first one was that they're always learning,
Mhm,
that they're always curious, they're always learning a new skill, reading a book, do something where they're always learning.
mhm.
Um, Two was focus, like teaching them how to concentrate, stay focused. I feel like in today's stage where everything's like a distraction,
Mhm,
you can teach your kids to stay focused. Like that's a great life skill to have.
mhm,
Those two didn't really play into this, but I'm just going to mention them all.
mhm.
The last three do. So, the third one was F your mood, which, which made me think of my kids because like I was saying, like they don't always want to do the thing.
Mhm,
Like, I don't feel like doing this right now. Can
mhm,
I do it later?
mhm.
But like the whole thing behind that is like
Nobody
there's gonna
feels like doing the
right.
dishes. Sorry.
Sometimes
Need to bring it
um sometimes you can't do things or not do things based on your mood.
Yeah.
Your mood doesn't always get to, dictate how what you do or don't do. So
Mhm,
sometimes you just have to do the thing.
mhm.
Like
I think for me, they're 2 different things too. It's like your feelings are one thing
right.
and your actions are another,
Yeah.
and they shouldn't really cross paths
No.
sometimes,
I
like,
mean they do,
they do,
but
But I think, yeah,
It's a very it's good if you can keep them separated. I feel like I don't always keep them separated, but it's good to teach that you should
yeah,
and
yeah. I don't, I guess you can't really keep them separated somehow,
yeah,
but in my mind, I'm like, yeah, like if you want to accomplish anything
yeah,
in life, you do have to overcome
for
how
sure.
you feel.
Yeah. So that one made me feel like it kind of went along with like the big feelings. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you don't feel like doing things, but you have to. Like
You have
I
to.
don't feel like making dinner, but
Yeah.
sometimes I have to. um, and then the last two were the ones that I feel like I'm working so hard on with my kids now, but it does kind of throw back some big emotions at me.
Mhm.
Um, the fourth one was doing hard things.
Mm.
So um, uh, basically, just like uh, we always want to do what's best for our child, but what's best isn't always the easiest.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
for example, um, Theo and Finley just started swim team, and the first meet, um, Theo had never swam across a pool before, and
Mhm.
he had just learned how to do freestyle like the week before. And he was really excited going into the meet, but once we got there and like he saw the pool, I think he got a little scared and
Oh.
a little anxious.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Can you tell the coach, like, I don't want to swim? Like, I don't want to do this."
Mhm.
And in that moment, I feel like it's so easy for parents to just like want to rescue their
Mhm.
kids and like
Mhm.
fix it for them. But and that's what my like gut was like saying, like, you should just tell him he doesn't have to do it. But
Right.
then like a bigger part of me was like, no, like you also have to teach him that he can do this.
Yeah.
And so I had a conversation with him and I just told him, you're part of the team. The team's counting on you.
Mhm.
Someone else isn't swimming because you're in that spot. So
Mhm.
you need to show up as hard as it's going to be. Like you have to try. And I'm going to stand, I will walk next to you.
Mhm.
Like he was on the end lane, so I could be right there. I'm like, if you can't make it across the pool, I will jump in after
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
or you can hold on to the wall.
Yeah.
Like it's fine.
Yeah.
And on the block,
Mhm.
he was crying,
Oh.
like tears running down as he was like shaking and crying.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I was crushed. Like
Yeah.
in that moment, I'm like, I am failing as a parent right now. Like, this is the worst. Like, what am I doing with my life? I'm like, this child clearly doesn't want to do this.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
the whistle thing blew and he did it. He went all the way across the pool. And when he got out of that pool, I could tell, like, I've never seen a look of just like pure, like I'm so proud of myself. Like
My God.
I was like shaking and crying. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you. Like, you know what I mean? But like, it was just that moment where like, it's so easy to,
Mhm.
just like hand them like
The
the
out.
get out of free
Yeah.
card. But like
Mhm.
when it's earned, like
Mhm.
when they earn it, like
Mhm.
that like I did it, like
Mhm.
it's so much
Mhm.
better.
And it's like, it's so helpful because it's like you're also teaching him not to avoid uncomfortable emotion,
Right.
right? Because
Yeah.
it's like, not only if you would have stopped, he wouldn't have had to feel scared. He wouldn't have had to feel sad.
Right.
Like he probably needed that cry,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And like, so he was able to like fully move through the emotion,
Yeah.
whereas like you might have stunted it
Right.
if you had said,
Right.
okay, you don't have to,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like he got to get to the other side of that emotion of like feeling
Yeah.
proud of
Yeah.
himself, which is just like the best thing.
Yeah. And the other thing I wrote down to go with that is it doesn't really it's not really doing hard things, but like just not quitting
Yeah.
kind of ties in with it.
Mhm.
And um I was thinking, and I just thought of this driving over about how growing, like with my kids growing up, John never let them win at games. Like it's just like cutthroat,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this 5-year-old's like just like, and he's like cutthroat, like no, like
That's gonna be Nick. Don't touch that.
like no sympathy whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like that also there's something to be said with that too, because now Finley is at the age, Theo is not there yet, but Finley's at the age where he's starting to beat John at things like games.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
it's like so much more meaningful because it's not just handed to him again. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like John's was ever like, oh, like, like, I'm going to let
Yeah.
you win. Like, he's never like handed it to him. Like,
Yeah.
Finley knows, like, that was a hard-earned, like, years in the making win, you know what I mean? And that brings more gratification than just like, "Oh, I won again," like, you
Right.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I wrote down like just like about like as parents, we want to like fix and rescue our kids in those situations, but
Mhm.
sometimes the easiest thing to do, like sometimes we do things to avoid a meltdown or like to
Mhm.
and sure, like I avoid meltdowns because I pick and choose my battles. But
Yeah.
if it's something like where I know that they're going to learn something or
Mhm.
there's value in it, like
Mhm.
it's worth sticking it out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, and then the last one on the list was delayed gratification.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a big
That's a big one.
yeah, that's a big one.
Which I'm also trying to incorporate in with my kids. Like, they wanted it 2 hours ago, and I'm like, "Well, actually, we're gonna wait till tomorrow."
Yeah.
And, like, I've been ever since I listened to this podcast because I feel like I'm not that good at it all the time because I also love instant
Yeah.
gratification. John, I feel like he's great at delayed
I actually was,
gratification.
thinking about John while I was trying to parent last night.
Good,
Yeah.
tell me
So,
how.
if you listen, John, thank you, because I thought of the bath scenario when we went to Vegas, and he almost
Oh,
made us miss, and, like,
yeah,
because it was, like, everyone else was, like, wanting to be there, and he was, like, completely unbothered by the fact that we were anxious, and, like, he felt no hurry.
no
Last
sense.
night I was making dinner, and I was, like, really excited because I was making homemade pesto with my basil that I grew, so it
Ooh,
was, like, you know, making
yeah,
the thing,
yeah,
and Indy was so fresh, like, she wanted her food now, and, like, she was hungry, and she was, like, crying and, like, wanted out of her high chair and all this stuff, and I was just, like, it was giving me anxiety, number
yeah,
1, because she was, like, but I was, like, "Don't let it rush you, like,
yes,
she's gonna eat,
yeah,
she's gonna be okay."
yeah.
But, like, it was so hard, and I, like, thought of John at that moment. I was like, "Don't let her rush you. Don't let her rush you."
Don't let 'em I love that. I love that. Yeah.
And then
Yes.
she was fine, you know?
Yes.
Um, and that was I think off of either, like, the 3rd or 4th one you were saying, that was one of the things that I wrote down of, like, whenever Indy is upset
Yeah.
or crying, I'm never trying to make her stop. And I think
Yeah.
that, like, is something I think I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if that's, like, common, but I think in my mind, I always thought it was like, "Oh, you wanna make your kid stop crying," you
Mhm.
know? And I think I'm never approaching it that way. I'm always just like, "Okay, I just wanna listen to understand, like,
Yeah.
why are you crying?"
Yeah.
Yes, obviously, if you're hurt, I wanna take care of that situation, but I'm
Yeah.
never just trying to, like, make the emotion go away or just, like, comfort you to comfort
Yeah.
you. Like, I'm here for you to feel the, like, fullness of your emotion
Yes.
and whatever that means. So it's like, if she's upset because she can't go outside right now,
Hmm.
like, I'll hold her while she cries, and I'm like, "That's okay," but I'm not trying to distract her with with, like, something else,
Right.
like a toy or, like, whatever. I'm not trying to just, like, shove something in her face to make
Yeah.
her stop. I'm just
Yeah.
like, "I understand you're frustrated,
Yeah.
like, I get that, and that's okay, and, like, I'm here to regulate with you," because
Yeah.
obviously she's little, she can't really do that
Yeah.
yet. But it's like, my intention isn't ever try to, like, make the emotion go away
Yeah.
or, like, distract her from the emotion or
Right.
that, and I think that builds that, like, focus also too,
Yeah.
because I think emotions can be distracting in ourselves, which I think is why people can't really focus
Mhm.
sometimes is because, like, things, like, will stir emotion, you
Mhm.
know? Um, so that was one of the ones I wrote down. It's just like, I'm not here trying to, like, fix or control or distract from the emotion. I just want her to, like, experience that
Yeah.
because, um, that's also, I think, how you build, like, intimacy and, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
relationships with people is just, like, you have to let them feel their feelings and not try to make them go away or,
Yeah.
like, make it your problem.
I feel like I'm sometimes guilty of that.
Mhm.
Um, but more not so much with crying, like, or being like genuinely, I don't know, with whining. Like whining is like a whole different level of emotion that just like,
What is
is it an emotion? I don't know. It's more of a tone.
it's a
It's
tone.
not, it's like, if you want to come and have a conversation about it,
Yeah.
like that's great, but I'm not going to whine. Like
Yeah.
I can't. And my kids aren't big whiners, but they do, all kids whine.
Yeah.
And so I try not to like I don't know, I feel like I give them more attention in the moments where they're using their big boy voice and, like,
Mhm,
talking,
mhm.
where if they're just whining about something, I try not
Yeah.
to get involved with
Whining is
that.
like the equivalent of complaining,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
just mm-mm, no.
Exactly. So, yes, that happened at the swim meet the other night. It wasn't really a whine. It was I guess it was like a complain and whine together. They were getting started with the meet, and I said, "Theo, coach is asking for you. You better go get your goggles."
Mhm.
And his goggles were like, I don't know, like 50 yards in the other direction. And he was like, "You better go, mom. You better hurry." And I was like, "No, no. They're your goggles. You got to go get them."
Yeah.
And he started like, "Mom, like go get them." Like yelling at me.
Oh, no.
And I I didn't know what to do in that moment. So I said, "You know what? I'm going to tell your coach over here that you don't want to get your goggles,
Uh-huh,
and I'll have him ask you to go get them
uh-huh.
since you don't want to
Yeah,
take it from me." And I
yeah.
started to walk over to his coach, and he, oh, and then he ran over and got them. I'm like, I feel like sometimes it takes another person too.
I think as a
It's
mom, you, like, lose a little bit of footing sometimes.
Yeah, and his coach for swim is like very like drill sergeant,
Nice.
but like in a good way.
Uh-huh,
Like,
uh-huh.
and so Theo, takes it very like even me as an adult, like I was marshaling because you have to sign up as like a parent to do something. Like you're either a timer or a marshal. Marshal means you just like make sure the kids are ready to swim. And even me, I'm like, oh God, am I gonna get in trouble? Am I doing everything right? Like I don't want to
I don't wanna
like
get in trouble.
yeah. So for a kid, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was like, I've never seen him run so fast. And I was like, yes, okay. Another point for mom. I did it.
Yeah, I did
Because
it.
I could have easily just gone and got the goggles.
Right.
But I was like, "No, do not do that."
Yeah,
And
that's so hard too because
yeah,
it's like, sometimes you just want the situation to be over so
right, and it's
after you do
easier.
the thing,
Yes.
go get them, but then
Mhm.
it's just like
You're creating a
you're
monster.
putting off a situation that's only gonna get worse,
Yes,
yeah.
and I have created monsters. I just want you to know. There are parts of them that I mean that in the best way possible. There are
Yeah,
parts of
yeah,
them that because in moments like that where I've just like
yeah.
what's easiest in the past, like then they like, but I am proactively working to like reverse those those little monster moments. Like
Right. Everyone's learning and growing.
and I feel like it's paying off. Like it doesn't take much to like
Mhm,
set the boundary and
mhm. Yeah,
like put the line in the sand so that they
mhm.
know.
Yeah. I think it just feels better for everyone then
Yeah,
too,
it
so
does. Yeah. The only other thing I wrote down was, which I think is like ties everything together so nicely, is one other thing that I feel like I've grown in my emotions. I feel like there's like a good, like, um, faith angle to it all. Like, where like Jesus was angry and Jesus was, had all these big feelings too.
Mhm.
But in the end, like he didn't let it take control. Like he had the self control. I feel like there's a lot of moments where I feel like I'm going to lose control, but then I think about that and that like kind of grounds me or humbles me, or, I just think about, the big picture. Like, is it really that big of a deal that I need to be like exploding? Like, do I need to,
Mhm,
like, sure, it'll feel good, but like,
mhm.
um, am I being my best self in this moment? And
Yeah,
like, I feel like that's where like the faith part of it comes into play for
totally.
me. Um,
Mine, I think in those moments, I'm like, "What do you want me to do with it then?"
yeah, exactly. That true. Yeah. Yes.
Like, "Help me out here."
I know. And yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So,
They,
but yeah.
they just go in the bathroom and cry. That's where it goes.
I know that's also usually I think if I'm feeling very triggered very easily, it's usually a cry lurking
Yeah.
underneath the
Yeah.
surface of it all.
Yeah. For sure.
I did have a good cry a couple nights ago, and I was like, "Ooh, that one needed to come out
Yeah.
for a little while now."
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
that was always helpful. And that actually, when I was reading the Bible, that was something that I loved too, was that, like, Jesus was, like, so emotional.
Yes.
Like, he was like I remember, I don't remember this is for, like, Palm Sunday when he, like, rode in on the
Mhm.
donkey,
That's
and he
possible.
was, like, crying when
Yeah.
he was doing it, and I
Mhm.
was just like, I feel like I didn't really know what to expect going into reading the Bible, but I was, like, pleasantly surprised because especially in the New Testament too, they're always talking about how, like, God speaks to them in dreams and, like, these men are, like, listening to their dreams, and I'm like, I think about men now and, like, they would think that is crazy.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
that was just, like, the method of communication,
Yeah.
then, and, like, all the men that were such good-hearted men were, like, sensitive,
Yeah. Mhm.
and, like, that
I feel like that plays out. I feel like like men now who are willing to be more vulnerable and like,
Totally. Mhm.
dive into their emotions a little
Mhm.
more, like
Yeah,
tend to be a little more
the best.
empathetic
Yeah.
and like, all the
Yeah.
tend to like harness the fruits of the spirit happen,
Yeah.
if you will, a
Yeah,
little more.
totally.
um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
Nick's always been maybe not always, I don't know, but, he is, like, so great at that too, of just, like, expressing his emotions too, which I think is
yeah,
but I think, like, artists tend to be a little bit more
yeah,
like,
yeah,
musicians and, like, artists tend to, like, feel a little bit more connected to that, which I
yeah,
think is what gives them the creativity.
right.
Um, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I had
That was all
for that. I think I had like maybe a couple questions in case we did questions,
I love your questions, I love an easy
um
questions.
but yeah, sorry, I have to like my handwriting is like chicken scratch. So it's like what's the point of even writing anything down if I can't even read the writing?
You'll know when you
Um
look at it.
uh okay, I think there was just one that I thought could and I think maybe we just covered it. It was just like what's one big thing that you're working through with your kids that you instead of like just fixing it for them, like what's one thing that you're proactively like making them do instead of just fixing it for them. And I
Mhm.
feel like you kind of covered that. I feel like
Yeah, I think that was kind of along the lines of, like, not just trying
yeah,
to, like,
give them the thing.
satisfy the
Yeah,
thing, which,
I feel like we
I've
answered all the
done,
questions.
of course,
Yeah, we've all done it, we've all done it.
when she's so tired and she's
there's
crying,
no
like, 18 meltdowns, I'm
there's no like
"Fine, have the smoothie melt, like,
yeah.
let's take it."
I don't that's right. Yeah, yeah,
But, yeah, I think it's
yeah.
that
Yeah.
just
Another big one that I do that I used to do, I don't do anymore is like I like, I do like where you're like I'll be like, if you don't do this, then we're not gonna do this.
Mhm.
But then like we do it because like
Mhm.
I wanted to do it. And
Right,
like I'm like,
yeah.
why did I take this away when I wanted to do it
Right,
also?
right, yeah. You're like, "This actually hurt me."
So
Yeah.
don't do that anymore. That was, more with Kyle. I like we're still doing it. Like, just kidding. Like
Yeah, I feel like I don't know that that's the route I would take.
yeah,
Who
it's
knows?
not a good
Who knows
route.
if I will.
It's not a great route.
D
Yeah.
like, to take something away for something?
Yeah.
I don't know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But, again, not there yet, we'll see.
Yeah. I
Could be
feel
my
like
favorite thing.
I feel like that was, again, that was my area,
Of course,
my
yeah.
days of
Well, I feel like that's, like, traditional, like, that's,
yeah,
like, common. I
yeah.
think a lot of these things are, like
It's like an empty threat basically.
yeah.
And then they don't learn anything from it. So don't
Right.
do it. Don't do it that way.
Yeah.
I've learned the hard way
And
years
no one
ago that
learns
that
anything.
doesn't work.
Yeah. That's what we need, just a list of all your lessons that you
Right.
learned and things you
Yeah.
do, things that don't work.
Because then the next time they're like, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. We're not gonna get ice cream. I'm pretty sure you want ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, let's be serious.
I think my parents tried to do that and they always caved and
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, you're not gonna go sleep over your friends." I always wanted to sleep over my friends and it was fine.
Yeah.
But I think that's better, I think
Yeah.
you can
For sure.
I think, like, depriving a kid of
Right.
experiences, like,
Exactly.
I don't know, that's
I
like
feel like we
get on
definitely
yeah.
we don't do that with Finley and Theo. I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of things that we did with Kyle that we don't do with Finley and Theo, and not and because I feel like we just learned that like maybe those weren't the best ways to
Yeah.
handle that situation.
Yeah.
And not that like Kyle turned out great. Like he's
Yeah, yeah.
like kudos to him. He went through all the versions of me, like, and he made it out.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're gonna, like, mess up your kid, maybe
I
tell
think I'm
them.
messing up my kids every single day.
Yeah. I get that.
Especially because I'm homeschooling them, so I feel like this immense pressure
Oh
that,
my
like,
god, yeah.
they're getting everything from me,
Mhm.
and so, like, I just feel this pressure to, like, not perform, but, like, be on and, like, be the example, and, like, when I make mistakes, I just feel like I'm very hard on myself because I'm like, I am it.
Mhm.
Like, obviously John too, but, like, because I'm homeschooling them, I
Yeah.
just feel like the pressure falls on me to create, you know, everything.
Yeah, like a role
So,
model
yeah.
across the
So it's hard sometimes,
yeah.
and I tell them all the time, like, I'm not perfect,
Mhm.
obviously. Like, mom makes mistakes all the time,
Of course.
but I own them, and I am accountable for them, and, like, so I feel like it all works out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, like, in terms of processing my own emotions, I'm someone that feels I think everyone is, but just feels things very deeply, like, all the time.
Yes.
And so if I don't give myself the space to, like, express my feelings or feel my
Mhm.
feelings or journal about them or create something or do something, like, I can tell then that's when, like, the anger builds up too, is like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I have this backlog of things that
Right.
I haven't been expressing
Right.
that need to leave me."
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yeah.
so, whether that's crying, journaling, like, making something,
Yeah.
like, there's, like, so many outlets for it, it's just like, I have to take the time to do that
Right.
because yeah, you can
I think talking to you helps with that.
yeah,
Like,
same, talking to my friends,
I
100%.
yeah. Yes, I feel the exact same way where, like,
Yeah,
I get, like, backed up
yeah. And then
and
talking to Nick too, I'm like, if I don't like, thank God I have him. Like, it's like marry your best friend type of
yeah.
thing, but it's true because it's like if I couldn't like express how I feel,
Yeah.
I mean, I would be seeing you a lot more.
Right. Right.
I'd be calling you like 8
Yes.
times a day,
Yeah.
but
I feel like, uh, John, I came home, it was, like, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I, like I think it was when Kyle said he couldn't come to the beach with us, and I,
Mhm,
like, was sad about it,
mhm.
and, he's at that age where he's figuring life out, and, like, he's working all the time, and
Yeah,
he's not always available to do the things, and, that's okay, but I was still I'm allowed to be sad about it
of
because
course.
I wanted him to be there and his girlfriend to be there, and I came in and John was like, "I feel like you just need a good cry."
Yeah,
And I'm
they
like
always know.
he's like and I'm like, "Oh, thanks. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for that."
Nick always knows that. He always says that. He's like, "I think you just need a good cry." They always know.
It's
Or
not
he's like, "I
easy.
think you just need to see your friends." He
Yeah.
always has, like, the simple, practical solution
Yeah.
for me of, like, what I need, you
Yeah.
know?
That's good.
He's
I
usually
love that.
right. Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah,
Anything else?
I don't think so. No, I think we're good.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
talking about
been it's
emotions. I
been
feel
so
like
fun.
emotions are, like, one of my favorite areas of life too.
It
Like,
is. I
I
feel like
think it's so important to build emotional intelligence and, like, emotional resilience, and I don't know, that is, like, such a huge part for me of life of just, like, coming out of this, like, codependent
I think it's very reflective of, like, who I surround myself with too, because I feel like all the people I surround myself with are people who are willing to, like, have the deep conversations and, like, be vulnerable and, like, judgmental, so it feels like a very safe space to tell them
yeah.
anything. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, there's so much freedom in that.
for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
everyone have a great day.
Yeah. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.